All right, everyone, welcome to a special edition of Heavy Mental Breakdown. We are a sponsor of the upcoming Braeburn Records Showcase in Denver, Colorado on February 28th with Suicide Cages, Talking Point, Irah Nox, Circling Over, and Mood Swing Misery. And I have a representative of every single one of these bands here today, and you are listening to Heavy Mental Breakdown. Welcome, guys. We got the entire lineup here. We got the entire lineup. When's the last time you guys have all been in like a group setting like this, or is it often? Like, does Derek kind of have you guys on, and how is this for you guys?
I think it's all been in segments. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think we've all played together.
Cool.
We played with every band individually at some point.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome that you guys are all here. Thank you for coming on the show. I guess we'll start first with Mood Swing Misery. What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up? How long have you guys been with Braeburns?
I guess since the beginning, honestly. I think the whole reason the label came back in the first place was, being Eric, the guy that owns it, is my dad. I went up to him after I recorded an EP with these guys, like, what was it, like 2-3 years ago now? Something like that.
Okay.
2024. April 2024, he has the date. So I went up to him and I was like, I think it'd be cool if Mood Swing released their EP through Braeburn. And he was like, well, that's kind of a dead label. We haven't really done that in a while, like all this and that. And then I was like, nah, like let's bring it back. Like I don't really see what's holding anything back from like us bringing it back.
Yeah.
So then he was like, we'll just put the name on there and see what happens. And then I guess that kind of snowballed. He started reaching out to other people, like Devin and Tony and Billy and Jason and Irah Nox and everyone else. And now,
cool.
Almost 2 years later, here we are. So
yeah, when I interviewed him, he seemed pretty proud that you even wanted to be a part of it. He was like, "Oh, he wants to be part of it? Cool. All right." And now here we are with a show happening, and all these vinyls coming. I can't even keep track of all the vinyls and cassettes that are coming out right now.
No, I know. I don't know how he does it, to be honest with you. He's like, he texts me excited every week, being like, I'm doing this thing.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is awesome.
So Mood Swing, you guys were added kind of last minute there. How did that all work out?
Well, I think our label mates in DeHorn from Salt Lake City, they were supposed to make it out for the show, and I think just personal things, they couldn't make it anymore. So now we got added on as a last minute addition just because, we're somewhat in the area. I mean, us and Billy and Talking Point are from Fort Collins, so it's a little bit of a trek down to Denver, but we'll gladly make it happen.
Yeah, have you guys, Mood Swing, have you guys been playing shows, or are you kind of just getting started in that, or like what's been your show experience since you started your band?
Oh my God, we play a lot of shows. Like we'll like be turning shows down sometimes.
Oh wow,
we've been playing too many.
So you guys were like, we're starting this 2 years in, we're just rocking and rolling, we're going full steam ahead, pretty much.
Didn't we like start in like 2022, right?
Yeah, so us as a band, we started 22, and then the Braeburn stuff started in 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have been doing this for a minute. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. And then if you guys can just introduce yourselves real quick and what your role is in the band, just so we can kind of get a little understanding there of that.
Well, I'm Max. I play drums.
I'm Trent. I sing and I play guitar.
And I'm Jordan, and I play the bass.
Well, welcome, Mood Swing. We're excited to have you on the bill. When I saw it and I knew you were related, I was like, that's really fucking cool. I'm just like, my dad's never brought me to work.
Yeah.
God. Cool.
Dude, every show is bring your son to work day, honestly.
Essentially.
I'm like,
pretty much.
Mr. Hendrickson, Mr. Braeburn, Mr. Records.
Mr. Braeburns. I just call him Boss Man. That's my name.
That's a good. Yeah, that works.
I just call him
Yeah.
Max's dad.
Cool. Well, welcome, and we have Tony from Circling Over. Tony's episode with Circling Over is out. Links in the bio. Make sure to go listen to that breakdown. It was a great episode. Welcome, Tony.
Nice to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. This is an episode where I'm bringing a few people back. Not a lot of people have been on the show a couple times, but you guys are all coming back. How have you been since our last interview, Tony?
Pretty good, man. Yourself?
Busy, very, very busy, but it's all been very good. Yeah. So what's your kind of story with Braeburns, Tony? I know we kind of went over a little bit in the first interview, but just kind of bring it all back in.
I think in a nutshell, well, I'll take it back to the first time I met Derek, and I think we were playing with Mood Swing actually.
Oh.
At HQ, and I saw Derek came up to our merch booth, and he came up to me, and I said, "Hey, did anybody ever tell you look like Jay Mascis?" And he just started laughing, and like, oh, we just kind of started a relationship from there, and I think a lot of people, or a couple people, put a bug in his ear about my band. People, some mutual people we all know. So yeah, I started to notice he would start showing up at some of our shows and start chatting with me, and before I knew it, he was shooting me a message saying, "Hey, I'm gonna come down a little bit early. I want to talk shop with you." And he had questions. Are you planning on releasing any music? And we started making a plan to go and record our first record, Amends. We previously had an EP out before, but we started getting a little bit serious about it. And he's like, "Hey, I'd really love to be a part of that. I like what you're doing." So I kind of went from there, and then we went and recorded a record, and it's out now.
What year was that you got signed on to Braeburns?
It was last year, March.
Okay.
Yeah. So a little under a year.
Yeah. Have you done a Braeburn show yet? Like, has he brought you out to do any of these other shows? Like any other showcases or anything?
Yeah, we did a matinee in Denver, and I think both of them we played with Mood Swing. Actually, we did another one up in Fort Collins, I think, with Mood Swing Misery. Yeah. So yeah, we to their point, yes, they do play a lot of shows. So we played a few of them with them, and we're playing a couple coming up, from what I understand too. So
cool, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a full circle moment, knowing them, playing with them, and then they get the record start. They tell their dad, tells his dad, let's get it going, and you guys were one of the first ones too. That's really cool. And you said you played at HQ. Yes, how was that venue? How do you guys like it? I personally have never been there. I've been to Colorado a bunch of times. I got a ton of family out there. So I'm always there, but I've never been to HQ. How is it?
They treat us well. There's a nice back room, sounds good. As long as there's a draw there, it's pretty awesome. It used to be called Three Kings back in the day. I know Devin knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, so and I guess it's new ownership. I don't really know, but
okay.
We played there a handful of times, and it's always been really good for us.
Would you say that HQ is somewhat of a staple in downtown Denver? Or is that like whenever, because out here there's a couple of places where it's like the Amityville Music Hall is actually huge, and they're like, oh, we're gonna play Amity this weekend. We're gonna play Amity. But it's a huge staple on Long Island, and a couple out here in Brooklyn. But is that the same thing with HQ?
I would say it is now. We're really fortunate to have a lot of venues, so I think that's really cool about Denver. But yeah, it's right in there in the mix. There's always good shows there, along with other venues. It always seems like there's like 3 or 4 good shows a night. And it's like really, there's a lot of competition between venues and bands.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, we have Jason from Irah Nox. What's up, man? How are you?
How's it going? Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for jumping on. It's just the first time you and I have met. We had
I believe so.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had Mr. Rick Ash on the show not too long ago. It was the very first intimate conversation that I did, and I had a lot of fun, because usually I'm breaking down songs and we're talking about the lyrics, but it was just tell me about life, Rick. How's life going, Rick? And it went really well. It was one of our highest watched episodes, and so I just did another one last week that's coming out soon. So he inspired a whole new kind of interview style on the show. But we didn't really talk too much about Irah Nox and how long Irah Nox been going for. Why don't you give a little more detail on your band and how long you've been doing this?
Yeah, absolutely. Irah Nox, they formed in 2024, I think early 2024. I joined the band a little bit late. They actually all had made Mordic Origin, their first album, without a drummer. They were still kind of struggling, looking for someone to fill that spot. So I joined in like late 2024 and learned Mordic Origin, and that's kind of what got me into the band. I was able to learn those songs and play them to the way that they wanted to be performed live. So. So that's pretty much, we played our first shows at the end of 2024, and that's pretty much how it all started. So
yeah, one of the standouts from Derek's episode, because we were talking about the show and all of you guys and stuff, and one of the standouts from his episode, he says, I don't know how Irah Nox don't break their backs on stage. He was hyping up your guys' energy on stage. Is that true? Are you guys super up there, just like destroying your bodies, like he said?
I mean, I kind of need to be able to play the Irah Nox stuff. You know what I mean? Sure. Especially as a drummer. But yeah, I mean, like Rick absolutely he goes crazy. You know what I mean? Like he has experience playing a lot of shows and stuff, so. Yeah. He knows how to really move his body and jump around on the stage without hitting anyone else or like falling over himself. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we definitely want to try to bring that energy. We're deathcore, we want to. We're trying to be heavy and get people to be rowdy and stuff. So
yeah. When did you become a part of Braeburn's?
So I think that was in 2024 or so. Probably closer to the end, but. I believe that I believe Braeburn teamed up with Irah Nox for the release of Mordic Origin. So yeah, I believe it was around 2024, around that time. Rick and Ian would know a little bit more because they're the ones that started the band and formed everything at the start, and Logan as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much when we kind of connected with them.
Cool. I mean, so maybe I didn't really catch on to this before, but it sounds like you guys were all kind of brought on at the same time. It's like Derek started this, and it's like, who can we get? It kind of became addicting, and just like, we'll book these guys. You guys are all kind of joined at the same time within the last year or so of each other. That's pretty cool. Billy, what's your story with Talking Point? We had Talking Point on. We had Jaron with Talking Point on before, and we broke down "Count Me Out." I love all your guys' music, but I think that's the song where I'm just like, ugh, it hits me. The ghost that haunts me the most. I don't know. There's something about that lyric that it gets me every time. I don't know. But we didn't have you on, Billy. Tell us about you a little bit and how long you've been part of Talking Point and how long you've been with Braeburns.
So Ryan, the drummer of Talking Point, and I started the band after we played in a straight edge hardcore band in Fort Collins. But Ryan and I have always been super into not necessarily straightforward hardcore music. And so originally we were like, yo, we should start a band like Balance and Composure. The only problem is I can't play guitar and neither of us can sing. So we just kind of like had this idea, and we just kept thinking like, this is what we'll do next. We'll do something with like chords and singing, knowing damn well that the both of us couldn't do either. And finally, I think Ryan was the one that told me, like, oh, you know, I've been talking to Jaron, which we'd known because Jaron plays guitar in a really popular band in Colorado called Wolf Blitzer. And our hardcore band and Wolf Blitzer had played together countless times. When I first moved to Fort Collins, I met people by booking shows, and they were the very first band I ever booked. And so I've been really good friends with members of that band for a long time, but I hadn't admittedly been friends with Jaron. He was more of like a, hey, I know you're the guitar player of this band and you're cool. But I think he's older than the rest of the guys in the band. He's more my age, so it would have been more of a better fit for he and I to hang out. But you know, when you reach out to a band, 9 times out of 10, you're probably talking to the singer of that band. And so Cosme, the singer of Wolf Blitzer, is who I built a strong relationship with. And Ryan kind of reached out and said, hey, do you know Jaron kind of gets down on like singer-songwriter acoustic music? And I was like, no. And he sent me what would eventually, it's like a protolith to the protolith of Sleep It Off of our demo from 2023. And like the way you talk about Count Me Out and how those lyrics, like I was driving around 7 days a week playing on repeat a iPhone notes recording of a dude singing with an acoustic guitar. I was incredibly hooked. And I said, you know what? Whatever we're going to do next, whether it sounds like Balance and Composure or not, as long as it's chords and singing, this is it. Ask him if we can meet up. And that's literally Ryan. I guess, I think he even saw him like post something on like an Instagram story and said, yo, Billy and I have been trying to do something like this. What's up? And for the first time in my life, I'm finally in a band that I can like not be embarrassed to show my mom.
Yeah. You guys aren't all angry like Devin. You're not all yelling and screaming your heads off. You're more soft-spoken, I guess. I don't know. I didn't want to say anything bad or anything.
The goal and what we've produced is even heavier than any of us wanted to. The funniest thing is like we are all trying to constantly make something soft and beautiful. Yeah. But when you take guys from combined 50 years of playing hardcore music, I guess you're just gonna get yelling is just inevitable.
I think it's really cool that you guys all kind of have your own style, but it all fits together and it works. Like there's so many bands out here that like won't get on a bill because they sound a little too different than like the headliner. And there's a lot of that kind of going on in New York.
That's a bummer because I grew up in like the prime era of the 2000s, like mixed bill show, you know, and I still book, like, you know, I talked about booking shows and that's how I met the guys in Wolf Blitzer, and I still book shows to this day, and I'm actually working with people now to try and find out how I can get like hip hop artists to do sets at some of my hardcore shows because I just believe in that, like blending of worlds. That
kind of takes me back to like Warped Tour days. I remember like early on going to Warped Tour and just like looking at it, I'm like, this lineup is so random,
but everyone loves it.
But everyone loved it. It was just, it's just music. It's just music. Like we all, like no matter what genre it is. So I always thought that was kind of weird that there's kind of that dynamic out here.
You can't tell me that the people who like went to Warped Tour to see My Children, My Bride weren't singing 303 songs. Like, I don't care who you are.
And then you have Floggy Molly come up, and then you have Game Remember coming up, and it's just like, what is happening here? This is all over the place, but I love it. Love it. How long have you guys been part of Braeburn's for?
So I had to look this up. We put out our winter 2023 demo literally, I think, December 1st of 2023. And it was like kind of like a toe in the water. We didn't even know if anyone would like it. We kind of just really liked it and put it out and didn't really expect anything. Played a handful of shows, mostly at the luxury of the fact that I booked the shows. But it was kind of like more for us. We were just cool with this. We liked this and didn't really care And that was another really free thing for the first time in my life. I didn't care if anyone else liked it because I liked it so much. And then I get a message from Derek, and I know we went over all the nicknames. I call him Derek Braeburn. I know everyone call, whether it's Dad or Derek Hendrickson or the Boss Man. I call him Derek Braeburn. I love that. And he just messaged me out of nowhere and said, "Hey, this is who I am. I've been playing this demo in my, I drive around town, I listen to the demo, and I think it's great. And I just want to know, are you guys even interested in doing anything else? Are you guys going to put out CDs? Are you guys like, the demo is really good as it is. Like, would you guys be up for me putting out 7 inches?" And the idea was kind of wild to me because I still couldn't believe that people would pay for them. But I asked everybody, and back then it was still just me, Ryan, and Jaron. We hadn't added Matt yet, and it was just the 3 of us. And so we all kind of just said, we're skeptical, but we're optimistic. Go talk to him. So as the resident Fort Collins member, everyone else lives in either Greeley, or now Matt lives in Fort Collins, but Greeley or Windsor. I met him, Derek, for coffee, and I reported back like, "Good dude, back talking." Like, I'm in. This is awesome. Yeah. And so they're like, "Okay, schedule another round of coffee. We'll come. We'll shake hands. We'll negotiate the deal. Make sure everyone's comfortable with it." And then the 7-inch came out January 2025. And it has been a perfect relationship ever since. Later on, we did, as we were writing our full-length record, we did we had Matthew Kennedy, formerly of The Graduate, and a couple other bands. He joined on second guitar, and we were able to get him to do a piano and stuff on the album right before we finished, some backing vocals and stuff on the album. And so now there's 4 of us, and we released our full-length record, The Beautiful Things The Cold Brings, which has Count Me Out on it, in October of 2025. So more or less, there was a huge gap, the 2 years between December of 2023 and Derek reached out to us in 2025, where we really were kind of just content with what we had put out. But his enthusiasm and his like appreciation for what we had put out really sparked adding a whole additional fucking member to the band, writing a full-length record, which
it changed the whole dynamic, bringing somebody else in.
His level of enthusiasm really sparked something in all of us.
Very cool. I say let's switch over to Suicide Cages. What's up, Devin? Welcome back to the show.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. So we have a Suicide Cages episode out right now with Devin. We break down a track called Tongues of Hell. I think I use that track on like 75% of my story songs. And so if you follow Heavy Mental Breakdown, I guarantee you've heard that song at some point. Devin, I mean, for anybody who didn't watch that episode, tell us a little bit about you and your band and how you got started with Braeburn Records.
Sure. So we've been a band, I guess, like 5 years, give or take. I first met Derek at the second show. The first show we ever played in Fort Collins, Billy put on, and we played with his previous band, and that's how I met Billy. The second show was with Mood Swing when they went by a different name. And it was the worst show we ever played, and it's not their fault. They have no. It was a tough day, but we met those guys. We met.
It happens.
Derek. Yeah, and so I don't know. I guess it's been about a year and a half, maybe a little bit longer. But for about 6 months, Derek kept saying he was going to do the label, and I was like, "That's cool, man." And I honestly just didn't believe it. I was like, "That's cool." I mean, the whole idea, we were like, "Does anybody want to actually put money into our band?" Like, we're adults with jobs, we can fund stuff, but that's cool, and I appreciate it. And then he came and saw us in Salt Lake City, kind of surprisingly hung out, and that was kind of the first time I started to believe it. And so, yeah, we put out that EP last year, and then we'll have a repress of our 2024 EP with a bunch of bonus tracks that comes out. We should actually have those copies sometime next week. So
Cool.
well, I'm for the 28th regardless. So yeah, that was kind of our roundabout way. It's been cool, man. Like it's to Billy's point, Derek's excited and reminds me how fun this actually can be
Yeah.
a lot, and is like excited
Yeah.
for all of us, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of got on board with Derek at the same time we switched bass players, and it was just a nice breath of life into us. And it's been
Kind of
really,
sparked something back. You're like, okay, someone believe. It's crazy what it'll do for you when you know someone believes in you.
well, also just
It's a
like
weird
having
thing.
somebody remind you that things are enjoyable and fun.
Right.
Like sometimes you need that. Sometimes
Yeah.
you're like, I just worked 10 hours and I went to practice and it was cool and I'm
Yeah.
grateful and I like had fun with my friends, but like sometimes you just gotta take a step back and be like, that was fun. That was a cool show.
Yeah. Yeah. So how many shows have you done, Devin, underneath Braeburn's? Have you played at HQ? Have you? I know you said you've played with Mood Swing, but have you played with any of the other guys?
We've played with every single band on this label multiple times. Multiple times. So we're excited. Yeah, we did the Braeburn Showcase last year, which like honestly when we booked it wasn't really supposed to be that way. It just ended up being us, Talking Point, and Irah Nox. And then Chew Through ended up on it, and we were like, well, fuck, all right, I guess we have a bunch of roster bands. So
Yeah.
like we'll brand it as this thing and pitch it as this thing, and it ended up being like a really, really cool show.
What's your experience at HQ?
I always have a good time, man. The staff's really cool there. I think what's awesome about there is it's a predominantly female staff, and I think that brings a kinder energy than you get at some other venues.
Sure.
So yeah, man, HQ's always been really cool to us, man. It's a fun stage. It's a good room. To Tony's point, as long as it's full, it's fun. But I guess you can say that about every venue.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be cool. I'm very grateful for this show. Like it was supposed to be our first show of the year, and now we're playing next week at Fort Collins, which we're super excited for that show as well.
Very
So.
cool. Yeah, I think the biggest standout from Derek's interview was he just cares about you all so much. Like I don't have a ton of experience, interviewing labels or quite yet, but I mean, to me that seems a little abnormal. I don't know how many bands have this tight of a relationship with like the owner of the label and someone who bring you on. He says he's calling you guys up all the time, checking in on you. I had one of your friends on last week called Ghost Frame. Ghost Frame was on,
Good dude.
and he's sick. But he just kept saying that like there was one time when he was going really through it recently, and he called Derek. He was just like, I don't know who to call. I'm going to call Derek. And he was like, after I talked to him, it was all cool. And it seems like everybody loves to be a part of this thing all together too, which is really cool. Have any of you been part of another label before? Or is this kind of your first one? This is a question for everybody.
I will say, and I'm not going to name names, but Matt has been, like the guitar player of my band, Matt has been in some big bands and has been on some big labels and was so incredibly skeptical. He's been screwed over so much by the music industry that he almost didn't even want to meet Derek. And when I tell you this dude was won over in like a 20-minute conversation, to the point where when we were getting ready to put the album out, Matt almost was like, well, we'll see. We'll talk about, maybe we can just do it maybe we'll just do our own thing. Like 20 minutes later, he's just like, great guy. I get it. I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. No more, I'm all in. It's just, there's a level of give a fuck that is refreshing and not, but at the same time, not like sharky. I never feel like, I've never felt like we get coffee all the time. One of the things I love about him being up here in Fort Collins is that we get to hang out and do things like that. And it's always been like, hey, we should catch up. Never, hey, I want to talk about numbers. I want to do. It's always just, this is what like Max said earlier. Like, oh, I'm so excited! Look what I did! I have this thing coming, and it's it's so cool. And it's like I want to just geek out with this man over these things too, because at the end of the day, we all just love music. So I know someone on the inside who has been burned and screwed over and has nothing but, maybe not nothing but bad things. I'm sure there's fond memories, but was won over in a single conversation.
Uh-oh.
I think was
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
I think to Billy's point, what's been refreshing too is just having an honest conversation about how financially every release is going to work out, and just saying, okay, like how does everybody win at the end of all of this? Like, how do we figure out how do we do okay? Like, we're paying for X, you're paying for Y, and it always just feels fine. And we have like an honest conversation. It's really cool. And,
Were you signed to another label before, Devin? No,
we put everything out of ourselves to that point.
Oh, cool.
Which was cool, but yeah, I mean, it was getting to a point where we needed to start pressing larger pressings than we were doing. And so, yeah, it's cool to have somebody financially back your band, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
but also at the same time, I don't want to get hosed.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
I just wanted to kind of jump in on this conversation and reiterate a lot of the other things that the guys have been saying, but like, I would say that like us as a band, we are just like so like fortunate, honestly, to have somebody like Derek around, because I mean, we're really spoiled in a way. Like these guys have been saying, it's not like corpo like a lot of labels would necessarily be, like Derek just kind of feels like the band dad almost in a way, he's kind of like the cool uncle that comes in, but he gives us merch to sell instead of getting on our asses about releasing an EP or something like that. It's a very like family oriented kind of situation. And I mean, for Mood Swing, this is me and Trent's first band. Max has been in a band previously, but it's just really incredible to be able to have the opportunity to be on the label and to have it be this positive of an experience first off.
Yeah, I really like that it is in corporate, and I feel like all the other bands, they do seem like family. Like I love seeing these guys anytime they come to one of our shows or we go to one of their shows, because it does feel like a family, and not like it doesn't feel like we're like coworkers.
Yeah,
it's just like, oh my gosh, there's Billy. Oh my gosh, Derek.
Yeah.
It's
That's awesome.
We're really fortunate, like Jordan said.
Yeah. How about you, Tony, and your band?
I'm gonna kind of tee off on something Billy said about getting coffee. I actually hung out with Derek this morning, so yeah, that does happen, and that's pretty. As far as being on another label, I never tried. Honestly, I just play my guitar, and I've been in bands. I've done kind of a DIY thing back east. I'm from Pittsburgh. And I was in a metalcore band that did all right, and and then that kind of fizzled out. I moved to Colorado, but we have a great relationship. I feel like we have nice connections and relationships with like every single one of these bands. We made friends with them and are completely comfortable playing shows with any of these guys. I think Irah Nox is the only band we have not played a show with, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Well, that's a good lead into Irah Nox. What about you, Jason? How's your experience been with the label? And have you ever been on a label before?
I mean, no. I pretty much joined the band right around when Mordic Origin was releasing at the end of 2024, and that was basically when they were joining forces with Braeburn Records. So it was pretty much like, I don't know, pretty cool thing to see that like a label wanted to help basically a starting band. We hadn't played shows or anything like that, and like they came to our first show, which was like, it was at a little vinyl shop in Denver, and they kind of saw that we squeezed some people into a little vinyl shop and played some deathcore, and
that's
I think
awesome. Playing in a vinyl
really
shop,
like that, So
that's cool.
Yeah, and then one of our
what was the
first
shop
shows,
name?
I'm trying to remember. I think Rick, you know the shop name, right? I'm blanking on the name right now for some reason.
Called Vinyl Valhalla.
Yeah, Vinyl Valhalla.
Valhalla. Huh.
Yeah, they're in the Littleton area. So
Okay. Well, just because we haven't introduced him yet, Mr. Rick Ash has just joined the conversation. What's up,
Yeah.
Rick? Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for an introduction.
Yeah. I already said this earlier, but so I have an interview out with Rick Ash from maybe about 2 months ago now. So it's been a couple months. You just had a birthday, so happy late birthday. I was telling the guys just about a week ago I did an intimate conversation with, because that's what I called our conversation. And it's working really well. Like, your episode is doing one of the best. And I think it's, I think just chatting and talking to people and learning them as a person really stuck with a lot of people. So again, thank you for doing that. And, it sparked something really cool for the podcast. So thank you.
I'm in about Derek and Braeburn. I heard you guys in the band Mood Swing Misery talking about the family aspect. I missed some of the other stuff, but I can echo that there was that sentiment as well. I want to, though, focus more on as I've kind of grown up playing music and playing shows and learned more about the workings behind the scene of just how a show gets booked. And you show up with your band and you're all prepared and you have merch. You guys' point, Derek has been very helpful about that aspect, getting merch on the table, which is a good feeling to have someone who believes in your music, that they'll help put merch on the table. But the main thing that I'm getting at, it's long-winded, but is I was talking about the behind the scenes stuff, and there's there is some business to it, and I don't necessarily mean crunching numbers and dollars and cents, but I just mean that there are people sacrificing to make all of this stuff happen. The bands are sacrificing to get together. Shows are got things going on in their life and they come to the show. Well, Derek has been very insightful to me personally about developing me and my savviness to just understand the big picture of how it all works and the people involved and all the different relationships. So he uses the phrase artist management, and I'll echo that's something that I have taken away from my experience with Braeburn.
Cool. Going to change the topics just a little bit. I'm going to start with Tony. How did you feel after our interview of the breakdown of the song? Have you had any time to kind of reflect on that episode? Because I know we went deep, and I've talked to a few people outside of the show who've been on, and a lot of them have kind of said things like, I've never really dug into the track before like this and the lyrics like this, and it got me thinking about myself as a writer and just like doing this stuff. Like, how did your after the episode go for you?
Yeah, I actually, the reflection kind of happened immediately, I think. I decided to pick our heaviest song, and not heaviest musically, but heaviest, emotionally. And it's one thing to play that song, but it's a different thing to talk about it. And I never talked about that song other than when I mentioned when I was finishing up some of the lyrics and the vocals in the vocal booth, and I came out, and Joe literally came up to me and said, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Well,
Yeah, I actually hear that all. I
like,
yeah, I actually hear that all the time. Like bands are like checking in with each other after the episode.
yeah, he had a good idea where
Yeah.
the direction of the song, but I don't think he ever paid attention to that lyrical part towards the end where it goes pretty deep there. So yeah, I guess the reflection happened right after. I was like, oh, it's just one thing to play the song, but that song particularly, but to talk about it, I was like, shit, I never like explained myself to anybody about that song. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well that's done now. That's out there, and now some people are gonna know. And
Yeah. No, these interviews with you guys have done very, very well. And I mean, but my Denver demographic has gone up. Like I always look at my analytics and stuff. Like who's listening in like the second after New York, the second highest place is Denver. I think these are reaching people out there. So I think that's really cool. Has anybody listened to your episode and said anything to you, or maybe they're just still digesting it?
yeah, actually, a few people from other bands reached out to me on just Instagram Messenger and just said, "Hey, I just listened to that. Thank you for being so honest." And it's one of those things. Like I know what that song was about and everything. It's not unique to me. It's more people feel that way than should. So I think there were a few people that reached out to me and wanted to talk about it. So that was pretty
Wow,
cool.
very cool. Very cool. How about you, Devin? I know your song was a little more politically driven.
It was.
And I know since we last had a conversation, things have gotten a little bit more wild since we last talked. I guess, yeah. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to say first, I might owe you an apology. Was I an asshole at all during our interview? I realized at the end of my day that I was kind of grouchy, and I hope I didn't project any of that during our conversation.
No, I wouldn't say
good.
that. I actually felt bad because you jumped on the Zoom earlier and I was in another interview and I'm like, oh, I thought I gave them separate links. But
no, it's all good. Yeah,
so I felt bad.
No, it's all good. It's one of those
Cool.
days where the day ends and you kind of reflect and you're like, man, I was kind of a fussy dude. So no, I just wanted to
It's
get
all-
that out of the way.
all good.
No, man, that was fun. And I guess to your point, I don't know, the world gets a little worse every day. And I hope
Yeah.
at some point that stops, or at least we hit kind of a fine line, but we're not there yet. So there's plenty of more political songs to write.
Right. I remember in our episode we were kind of just saying like, oh, these songs are kind of just writing themselves right now. It's like just turn on the news. Oh, inspiration for a new track.
Yeah, we took 3 months off from playing shows to write. We've got half of our full length done, so we're getting there. It
Cool.
takes a long time, as everybody knows. So
Yeah.
we did okay.
Good. Mr. Rick Ash. I kind of have the same question for you, sir. How did you? How was it after our episode? I know yours was maybe a little bit deeper than some of the other ones. You were very vulnerable about all your stuff. How did you feel afterwards?
I felt not like a good human. That's how I felt.
Really?
I'm hard on myself. That's
Uh-huh.
part of me that I'm growing out of. But since this interview happened, maybe over a month ago now,
Yeah.
I remember getting off thinking, I try so hard to be a rock star and to like live a rock star, walk the path of, being a dedicated musician and, works really hard in the scene and does all this stuff, and I just felt like during that conversation that for how nice of a person I try to preach that I am, I felt like I seemed like an asshole when I heard it back.
That is so
So-
interesting. I didn't get that vibe from it at all whatsoever. That's interesting to me.
Let's move past that part real quick. The other, you know, since I've had a lot more time in between that conversation and this one, I was really grateful for it because, yeah, it was kind of a unique venue to be in, speaking with you,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I don't know. I just I'm growing at this time, sure, and I believe that conversation, um, you know, has pushed me forward too. So I appreciate it.
Amazing. Cool. That
Help
kind of that just gave me chills a little bit. You know, because sometimes like I get so busy with these interviews and stuff. I'm like, am I really doing anything with this? Like, you know, like is this, you know, what's going on? And then I hear stuff like that, and I'm just like, okay, cool. I got some here, making people feel a little bit good. So it's nice to hear. Yeah.
Yeah, your Patreon idea and how you put yourself out there, Matt, is like, yeah, I could see that, you know, the people are benefiting from it, and so you putting that out there for people to just know is a good thing. So
Yeah. I think I've been wanting to start a Patreon for a while, but I get kind of weird about it because I don't know, like I feel bad of like there being like this cost for this, and it's just like but just I don't know. It's going to take a lot of time out of my time, and that's really the only reason why I do like I put a price on any of that stuff, because it's going to be time consuming. But what I'm most excited about with the Patreon is the Discord, where anybody can come on at any time and you can talk to each other, and just like be a safe place to talk about all this stuff. And so I'm like, okay, people are having a good time getting it out. Let me create a place where everybody can just go together and vibe together and make friends and, you know, cry together if needed. You know, who cares? Like, it's a safe place for all this stuff. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. So I guess my next question is going to be, and we'll start with Mood Swing. You guys are all talking about how, you know, Derek's been great with merch and helping you kind of get that stuff out there. What is a little bit of merch you guys are going to be having at your show? What are you going to be offering to the audience at this show?
Popular. It's actually here. It's right behind me.
We also have cassettes and CDs. We're working on a new album right now. We actually just
cool.
recorded. Yeah, we just recorded majority of the tracks over the weekend.
Here it is.
Oh, there it is.
We'll have this shirt for sale.
Nice.
It's printed on comfort colors, and it's awesome.
Comfort
and
colors.
It's super
cool. I love
they,
comfort cover tees.
They were printed by Sledge Press Printing down in Lakewood. He's awesome. What a goat. And then Voldea, I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry, but we had the guy that plays drums and Cold Brats, and he's done a bunch of merch for like Gel, Bib, a lot of the Convulse Records bands down in Denver, like a lot of the new hardcore stuff that was going on. He did the design for us, and he was awesome. So that'll be there. We'll be there.
You got cassettes.
We have cassettes.
That is so cool.
Yeah, we
Love cassettes.
We don't have records anymore. We sold our last one.
Hell yeah.
But we have cassettes and CDs for you physical media enjoyers.
I feel like whenever I see a Braeburn's like story post, a lot of them are saying sold out of this, and now we have this, and we're reissuing this, and they're just like, it seems like he's doing really great with like pushing these records and really putting you guys out there. It seems
yeah, for sure.
I would also say a lot of that we owe just to like the community, like the scene and stuff like that. I mean, like the people who come to our shows are the ones that are really in it for the music and the culture. You know, they want to have the CD, they want to have the shirt. You know, like it's part of the experience, honestly, and people buy into that.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts about going to a show is going to the merch tables. Be like,
Totally.
what are these bands got? For me, music's been my life, and that's kind of why I do this. But like whenever a band comes to town that I like, I always make sure to grab something, even if it's small, because I'm like, thank you for being here. Like if
totally.
concerts just went away and bands stopped wanting to tour, like my life would be so sad.
I mean,
So I'm just like, thank you for
6
being
years
here.
ago.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And I know streaming and all that stuff, like no one's really making any money off that kind of stuff. And it's like I show my appreciation for my favorite bands coming out by, supporting them in some way, whether it's big or small or just a t-shirt. So
No, seriously, especially with local, like buy the CD
Yeah.
if you like that band.
No,
Yeah.
my girlfriend's dad, like he came into town and he came to our community society benefit show late, and he was like, "I'm gonna still buy a shirt just to like show his support for us," because like
Hell
he
yeah.
was like, you guys probably killed the show. I'm gonna buy a shirt. For you.
You
like,
guys probably get.
I'm gonna support you any way possible.
Yeah. How about you, Tony? What is there going to be any exclusive circling over merch?
I wouldn't say exclusive. We'll have t-shirts, we have tapes, we have cassettes, and we just, I don't know if this is gonna
Kind of. Oh, there we
focus
go.
on that.
There we go. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Hell yeah.
We'll have these.
And you said those just got released, right? Or not too long ago?
Well, we just got them. So we have 3 variants of the amends record. This will be the first show that we have them. So we'll slowly inch towards that, where we could say we sold out at some point down the road. So we'll get started on that. And, we could have a little street cred ourselves,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jason and Rick, what can we look forward to the Irah Nox merch table?
We'll definitely have records. We should have a handful of records and some CDs and cassette tapes.
Hell yeah.
I ran and got this because this is my favorite piece of merch that we have is our skateboards.
Oh, sick.
These Irah Nox skateboards, which is...
I remember seeing that now. Oh, that's awesome.
There you go. I was like, it's upside down for a second, but yeah. These are like the Irah Nox skateboards that Ritual made for us, and Braeburn, Derek helped us all connect with them to make all of that happen. So
that is very cool. I forgot. I remember. When did that come out?
Those came out, I think, in the middle of last year.
Okay, I would say it's been a while because I totally forgot about that. But those are sick.
Yeah, the owner of Ritual actually came to our first HQ show, or the first Braeburn Records Showcase, and yeah, he really liked all the bands. They had made boards for Suicide Cages before that, so we're like, yeah, these are dope. That'd be awesome. When they offered that they wanted to make some for us too, we were like, hell yeah, that's sick. So,
hell yeah, Billy. What is Talking Point going to be offering at your merch booth?
We got some really cool skateboards from Ritual, thankfully.
You guys all have skateboards?
Pretty low.
You guys all got boards? No, not mood swing yet. Not circling over yet. All right, you guys are probably next though. All right, go ahead, Jason.
I wish we had decks, man.
Well, maybe start with like the little tech. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Maybe start there first, and we'll go. Tell Dad to get the skateboard.
I'm writing that down.
Custom tech decks.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I was playing with one about a year ago now, but I just remember like this is so fun. Like it's better than like a fidget spinner and like all these little things to keep your brain active. I'm like, I'm gonna buy some tech decks. This is helping me. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason. What else? You got the decks, and what else you guys got? Oh no, sorry. Billy.
Worries.
Sorry about that.
We got some t-shirts. Actually, it's been a few months. We haven't gotten the most stocked up. we weren't even sure we were going to play the show. One of the members of our band's been experiencing some really bad um, medical issues. That we played a show in December, and then afterwards, he basically like passed out in his car in like the what is it called, like the parking lot of a hospital, and ended up spending like 15 consecutive days through New Year's and Christmas in like a urgent care facility. And we hadn't seen him for months. And last week, this last Thursday was the first time we had we have had two band practices since that moment. One of which was very stripped down and easy and quiet and slow. And then last Thursday was the first time I think we made it through an entire set where he was just kind of ripping on it. And so,
oh yeah,
we were toying around the idea of like showing up and playing like acoustic, if worst case scenario, where I would just sling skateboards and t-shirts. So we didn't. We were so concerned with what was going on that we didn't really put together anything special. But next time we'll probably come up with something really cool.
That would actually be awesome if you guys did an acoustic set. Like it, and like what your different styles and everything, and then just to be like right after Irah Nox loses their minds, and slow this down a little bit. Let's have an acoustic set. I think that would actually be really fucking cool. Actually,
the funny thing is, that's how those voice memos that were sent to me. Like that's when I close my eyes and I think about this band. I think like that's its true form, right? That's the baby form of Talking Point. So one of these days I'm going to convince them to just do it anyway. Even if we're all healthy, I want everybody else to experience what I experienced.
Nice. I like that. Devin, what's some merch you're going to offer at your booth?
I mean, so we'll have, you're probably getting to see this, I guess you kind of. That's all we have so far. We'll have the repress, the Mother of Thousands repress. The cassettes came in first.
Cool.
Vinyl will be here next week. We might have it at the Thursday show in Fort Collins, which would be odd because when Live Without came out last year, we played Fort Collins and they showed up the exact same day, but we played the exact same venue. So I'm kind of hoping that that's how it plays out, just because it's cool.
Yeah,
if it doesn't, that's okay too. But so yeah, we'll have vinyl, CD, and cassette of that, and then we'll have basically for the next run of shows, we'll have the remaining copies of Live Without on Splatter and Gray Marble. So those are already sold out online. So if you want a copy of those, in my opinion, they're the coolest colors. You gotta come hang out. So we'll have them at this show, and basically until we sell out of those colors, and I'm not sure when that album's gonna get repressed, truthfully. So grab one.
But coming soon, so that means follow Suicide Cages on Instagram, so you can stay up to date with all their stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of shows.
Yeah,
we have a West Coast tour coming up in April, so you should come because we're playing a lot of places we've never been before. So.
Is that the one that you guys are starting in like New Mexico or something like that, or Albuquerque?
We're doing it. Yeah, it's Albuquerque.
Yeah, and you're doing that with Ghost Frame, right?
Yep, with Ghost Frame, and then another band called Loather, just like a weird, noisy hardcore band. So, yeah,
cool.
We're doing it with Ghost Frame because, I mean, full transparency, those are our friends, but also, I don't know anybody in Southern California, and they live there. And I was like, hey, if you guys all book these shows, I'll book the rest of the tour. And it all worked out, and I was grateful that they were able to do it. So we have family in Albuquerque, and we've been talking about making a trip over there. In the last couple of years, we've been talking about it. So if Braeburn's will have me again, I'd love to help bring people out there and show up to this one too. That'd be fun. If you want to come in, we'll get you for free. I'll just say that it's an interesting town. It's a very interesting city. We'll leave it at that. I don't want to shit on it. I'm excited for the show. We're playing a really cool venue.
I have nothing but great memories in Albuquerque because actually during COVID, I took a massive road trip. I just got out of my apartment and just drove from LA to Chicago. It was one of the best trips ever. But I had to stop in Albuquerque, and what I did was I did a Breaking Bad tour where I got on one of like those like not the RVs that they have, but what's it called? What they, I don't know, wherever they would cook their meth in and drive around in. So we got in one of those, and we went to like all the filming locations. We went to
Nice.
Walter's house, and yeah, I had lunch at Pollo. What was that? Pollos Hermanos.
Oil
Yeah,
Hermano. Yeah.
yeah, like that. Like that's there. Like you can go there and have
Yeah.
and eat food. Like it's so sick.
I've never had a bad meal in Albuquerque. Honestly, like it's the only town when we post stuff online that people say, please come play Albuquerque. No other city asks us to come play. So we have to go. We have to go to Albuquerque.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go.
We will be there
No
April
choice.
8th.
So another one of the things that I love about shows and local shows, and really anywhere, I love being able to meet the bands and be able to chat with them afterwards. That's always been a really awesome experience for me. And so there's just an open question. You guys going to be hanging out at your tables afterwards, and people are going to be coming up, and what is your kind of after you wrap a set? What do you guys got going on for fan interaction?
You are welcome to walk with me to Voodoo Donuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just
Stand in
right
line
down the
together,
street.
and we will stand in line together for Voodoo Donuts after the show.
Careful, you're gonna have like 15 people with you.
Yeah.
Dude.
I want to shout out Sputnik's corn dogs across the street.
Okay.
You don't know, you need to know.
I don't know that.
And
place.
now you do know.
All right.
I feel comfortable saying that none of us are too cool to hang out. We'll all be hanging
That's
out all
true.
night. So yeah, just come say.
No, we'll have a merch dude, and we'll be sitting in the back the whole time because we hate everyone. No, we're just
I'm pretty confident that all of us are the merch dude. Everybody.
Yeah,
that
we
I-
are. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
We'll break it down for you. The etiquette is always you come early to the show, you see the first band, you see the second band, you see the third band, you see the last band, and you kick it until
They kick you out.
Yep.
You, as the venue staff is cleaning up, you're helping cleaning up, and you're wrapping up conversations.
Yeah.
And then when they tell you to get out, you
You go to Denny's.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Or in Fort Collins, you go to Waffle House.
Oh, no.
I've been to Waffle. I love Waffle House.
Denny's all the way. Denny's stand.
That's awesome. So I guess my last question for you guys, I'd like to start it. I kind of want to get everybody's answer on this. We got one more question, and we'll kind of wrap it up here. Mood Swing Misery. Why should anybody go and see you at this show? What is something you can tell us? I'm like, oh, we got to go check these guys out. What is your hype for this show?
Well, if you're sad, or going through a breakup, and you just want to listen to like music that will make you sad, but in a very weird therapeutic way, please come.
So Mood Swing, you guys have not been on the show yet, but we have one booked in about a week or so.
This coming Saturday, yeah.
Sick. What song are we breaking down with you?
It's going to be Moth. Yeah.
And when I first heard your guys' band name too, I was like, I gotta have them on. Mood Swing Misery just sounds like the perfect band to bring on to a mental health show. So I'm stoked to be able to break it down with you guys on something like that. Cool. Tony, what about you?
Well, I'll say after you're done, getting over your breakup of listening to Mood Swing Misery, you get to hear me talk about death for 30 minutes. And I wouldn't, I mean, we're a vibe. I wouldn't say our music's fun, but it's a vibe.
It definitely is a vibe, for sure.
And, but you should come. We maybe have a few tricks up our sleeve for this show that we're going to do some things a little bit differently. Some new material we're gonna kick the tires on, and maybe we have a few other things that we're gonna do a little differently.
Interesting. Okay.
So
good to
come
know.
to the show and see.
Are you guys playing the track that we broke down?
Come to the show and see.
Cool, love it. Jason and Rick. Besides what Derek has already said about you guys breaking your bodies on stage, why else should we go and see you guys at the show?
Well, I know sadness and anger tend to go hand in hand. So if you're feeling really angry, then I think you'll probably like our set a lot because you'll be able to take out your anger a little bit. But also if you're happy too and you're just really excited to come to a show, I mean, that's going to be the best part of it for sure. But I know Rick might not say this because he's a very humble guy, but you'll be able to see a living legend in true form, you know, because he used to play in Suicide Silence and stuff back in the day. So and you get to kind of see how deathcore has evolved within the last 10 years, you know. So
20 years, right, Rick?
A reason to come to the show is like we're all doing music. A lot of the people who come to the show are affiliated with music somehow, some sort. The reason to come is to be there, like face to face with people, like heartbeat to heartbeat. Like we, you know, I know I can say for Irah Nox music, I didn't think I could say this before, but like I guess there's like dance moves that go to the music. So like, you know, you can come and dance together.
Hell yeah.
You can mosh together. You could just yell and scream. It's a place that you could come into the venue, and everyone should probably have the earplugs in. So, all kidding aside, it's a community event. That's the reason to come. You know, it's going to be a great place, and it has been that way for me. It's been significant on my life, and I'm very excited to be there. I'm excited to see, you know, I'm here with you guys right now, but I'm definitely excited to see everybody else. And I don't know. I don't know what's coming my way, but I feel like there's going to be something there special for me to experience, and I look forward to seeing what it is.
Is this the first time that Irah Nox has been on like a Braeburn kind of showcase thing where you're coming out and playing with multiple these bands? Are no, you guys have.
We were a part of the first Braeburn Showcase last year at HQ, and that was actually.
Right. I think you said that. I think you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually one of our first shows, I guess, legit shows in Denver. That wasn't just in a little vinyl shop like with other bands and stuff.
That's the vinyl shop one. Okay, yeah.
So
do you have any like videos of that?
I think we do have a video on YouTube still of that first show that we played.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
And I'm sure there's also videos of the HQ show that we played with Braeburn for that first showcase last year. So
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really fun show.
Billy.
I'm pretty sure the mailman recorded the last one.
The mailman recorded the last one for sure.
Yeah.
The mailman.
We'll introduce you to the mailman.
He's from Brooklyn. He's an OG.
Sick. Sick. He probably doesn't live too far from me.
Yeah. He's from your in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Very cool. Well,
you guys can meet here and then take it back.
I think
we'll take a plane back together. I think, Billy, what's going on with Talking Point World? Why should people go and hang out with you guys?
I think the plan is, I think we're mulling over 2. We might just break it down to 1, but we've written a bunch of new songs since the album, so there's going to be a song that we've never released that gets played.
Cool.
And so I think this like 2000s screamo emo with like the sideburns is coming back, so I think we're gonna rock one. I think we're gonna let one rip.
Hell yeah. What about Suicide Cages? Devin, why should people go and tear up a pit during your set?
I mean, the first thing I want to say is this is a show that I would actually go to if we weren't playing. I know that's always the goal when you book shows, but like sometimes it doesn't work out. I'm like, this is the lineup that I'm excited about, with or without us. So that's a reason to go. I also, while you guys were talking, I looked online and there's nothing that compares to what we're doing that night. DJ Pauly D from Jersey Shore's performing that night. But like, this is still the best show in town. But as far as we go, we're gonna play 3. So we spent the winter writing, and so yeah, we're playing at least two unreleased songs, possibly 3.
Okay.
It just depends on confidence. So we'll find that. We'll find out when we get there. But yeah, we'll be playing some hits, and then we're gonna play some really. We're really excited about the new stuff. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't ask you, Billy, because I already told Jaron that if you guys don't play Count Me Out, I'm leaving. Taking off.
There's 3 songs that are just mandatory.
Yeah.
Wouldn't play a show without it, and that's my number one. That's my number one.
Yeah.
Song.
I'm gonna tell Corey. I'm gonna tell Derek. I quit.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
No,
this is all Jaron's fault.
That's always a mandatory.
What about Tongues of Hell? Is that going to be on the set list for next weekend?
That is also a mandatory song.
Mandatory song. Okay.
That'll be on the set list.
Well, if you want to know if Circling Over song that we broke down is going to be on the set list, you got to go to the show to see it. Yeah, I mean, well, one last thing that I would like to kind of just say is, I constantly keep in contact with Derek too. And as someone in New York, so far from you guys, and kind of just getting into this space with you guys, like, I told him once, I'm like, Derek, I'm not part of this. I'm not part of the label, but I kind of feel like I am in a way, and just like how good he makes me feel and how much he keeps up with me. I'm just like, man, if he's like this with his bands and just a sponsor of the show, I mean, I can't imagine how he is with just everybody else around him, and I think that's really awesome. And he told me, he goes, "You're part of the fam, dude. You're part of the fam now." I was like, oh, it made me feel so good. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'm flying out there. I really wanted to be there, and I'm really excited to meet you all in person. This is my first Braeburn's show. I haven't seen any of you guys live before, so I'm stoked for it. And yeah, my reason for anybody to come out for the show is, one of the things that I talk about a lot on this podcast is the reason why lyrics are so important is because who writes them is also very important. And going out and supporting bands like you guys who are trying to make a difference in some way with your music and your lyrics, and traveling out for the show, driving from around the state to come for the show. These bands put everything into what they're doing, and that's reason enough to go and support them, grab vinyl. Tickets are what, $15 at the door, something like that.
Yep. But also, if anybody's planning on going ahead of time, hit up any of the bands because they're only $10 that way. So save $5, spend it on something else.
Yeah. These shows mean the world to these guys and to us as music fans, and I think the community should come out and show support to local bands, and it's going to be the word that comes to my mind is a fun night. It sounds like it's going to be a fucking party. Like, you guys are going to see me in the pit for all your music. Like, I'm going to be the one starting it. I think during Tongues of Hell, I'm going to grab somebody and just start shaking them and toss them, and we'll get the pit going that way. Go ahead.
There's one more thing I want to add. Devin and I have a side project on, and I want everybody to go to Bandcamp and check out a band called Fart Vandalay.
Okay.
Yeah,
love
true.
it.
We got one song.
I just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Is that
that's
a
all I have to
Seinfeld
say
reference?
about that. What's that?
Is that a Seinfeld reference?
It is. Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Are there any other last words? Does anybody kind of have anything else to say?
I did want to say I forgot one key thing that is going to make our set very exciting is we'll be debuting our new vocalist, Seth Burgess. He's
Very
from
cool.
California, and he's going to be bringing in a whole new sound for Irah Nox that we've been looking for. So it's going to be really awesome.
There's a lot of reasons to go to the show. Just take your pick, anybody. Take your pick. There's a whole bunch. Well, guys, thank you so much for jumping on this and talking about your music and the show and Derek, and these kind of conversations I think are very important to have and to bring you guys all together. What Braeburn stands for is the community aspect of all this and family aspect of it, and I think that's really important. So I think even that alone is reason to go to this show. It's going to be a family show. It's going to be a community show. So grab your tickets ASAP. And February 28th at HQ in downtown Denver with Mood Swing Misery, with Circling Over, Irah Nox, Talking Point, and Suicide Cages. Guys, thank you so much for being on this. I'm stoked to see you next weekend.
Thank you so much. We'll see you.
It's gonna be awesome.
Ciao, dudes.
Hell yeah.
I guess.
Oh yeah.